Well, we were pleased to be able to play as many players as we played today. It's great that the seniors got acknowledged. I think just about every senior on our team got to play in a game. I hope. We tried. It was good that the players came out and played Alabama football and got ahead in the game, so all those guys had an opportunity to play. We really got a lot of good work in the second half for the second team. Almost played the entire second half other than the first series. To get the second half started, we were going to start with our starters and just come out and play in the one series in the second half and put the other guys in, and we turned the ball over in good field position, so we just went ahead and put the second team in. But I was pleased with the focus that our players had and what they did, and I think they showed respect for our opponent, which was, I think, very important, and I was pleased and proud of the way we played today. I'm sure there's a lot of things that we could have done better, but we ran the ball pretty effectively. We got to play a lot of players, and it was good that we didn't have a lot of guys that had to play a whole bunch of plays, and maybe that'll enhance their recovery for this week.
Nick, Javi picks off a pass, he runs a punt back. Is that kind of a perfect example of what he's meant to this program since he's been here?
Well, I think it's tremendous for Javi that he set some kind of touchdown record or whatever today. I'm not always up on all those things, but we're happy for him. It was great that they kept punting the ball to the single gunner where they got three on the other side, and so we returned it to the single gunner, and he broke it out, and it was great for him, and he's done a great job for us. He's made a lot of big plays, and good for him to make a big play today. We had to do a lot of adjusting out there because there was a lot of new stuff that we had to see today, which has pretty much been the case for the defense, most of the time. And I was really pleased with the way the guys adjusted, and one of the adjustments that we made to quads formation, all four guys, receivers on the same side, was what Javi did there when he made the interception. So ability to go make adaptations like that and execute them, probably a great credit to all of our players.
Coach, could you just comment specifically on how the younger players on defense played in the second half?
Well, I think it was a good experience for them, and I think they did a good job. I'm sure that they weren't quite as wide open and doing some of the things when they were playing to challenge them, but I was happy with the way they played, and it was great that they all had an opportunity to play, and I think that experience will be valuable for them if they need to play down the road, this season, and I was happy with the way they played.
Coach, there's so many facets to the game, so many positive things that happened today, but you mentioned the things that you could improve upon. I was curious if you could comment on that, please.
Comment on the things that we could improve upon. Well, first series, offensively, we throw two incomplete passes. I'd like to see us a little sharper in the passing game, especially in the beginning of the game, but we ran the ball effectively, scored points. I think we played a little better in the kicking game today, and that was an advantage for us, and that's something that we need to continue to improve on. We didn't turn the ball over. We got some turnovers on defense. Those were good things. And I think the penalties were a little disappointing. I think there were some undisciplined penalties today that we need to do without that would affect field position, and certainly gave them some first downs in some critical situations after we already had them stopped. So that's not the kind of thing that we want to make a habit.
Coach, going now against Auburn, and you've kind of said that this offense will kind of run the gamut of all the different things you've seen this year. How much have you been able to really see of that offense this year, and how much do you have left to do for what you're going to see from that offense?
Well, we worked on opponents' problems that are different things during the bye week a couple weeks ago. So we did spend some time on it then. And we need to get, I think we understand what we need to do, and it's going to be a difficult preparation because they do a really good job with their offense and in terms of their personnel, their formations, and how they utilize those things. And they got a really good back. They run the ball effectively. They and they made a lot of explosive plays in the passing game, sometimes when people don't adjust properly and sometimes because they're trying to stop the run. So this will be a challenging game for us in every way, and it's an important game to everybody that's involved in terms of our program here, that we do a good job of getting our players ready to play their best football, and our coaches will do whatever they have to do to get that done.
Coach, I have two. First, about Mark Ingram's performance today. Does he sometimes have more explosiveness, you think, than people realize in terms of some of those runs as far as carrying guys into the end zone and that kind of strength?
Well, I think Mark's strong, and I don't think he should be underestimated for his balance and body control, the power and the strength that he has as a runner, and he's got explosive speed to go with it. So, and he can change direction, so you don't get them straight up hits on him. But he's done that consistently all year long. I'm sure we could have left him in today, and he could have had a huge day. But I think that he gained 100 yards. That's a good day's work when you come out with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter or whenever it was, and hopefully that recovery will help them a little bit for what we have to get done in the future.
And just specifically, and sorry to drift away from today's game, but how does the Friday game versus the Saturday game affect you preparation in terms of compressing your time?
Well, I mean, you just have to front end load it. I mean, you have to, anytime you play on Thanksgiving Day, whether it's in the NFL or you got a short week, you have to get the stuff done earlier in the week and try to leave the back end the same so the players can recover and have the same routine at the end of the week. So basically, what we usually do on Tuesday, we'll do on Monday. What we do on Wednesday, we'll do on Tuesday. What we do on Thursday, we'll do on Wednesday. Some people take Monday off and just have a real short deal on Sunday. We give our players Sunday off and do a short deal on Monday. So, and a lot of that is the kicking game. And we don't typically do a lot of hitting, which, there's some advantage to the fact that we didn't get a lot of guys beat up today by playing a lot of plays, so hopefully their recovery and their rest will get us energized earlier in the week so that we can have quality practices to get ready for the game.
Two more on the right. Coach, I was wondering if you could elaborate a little bit more about the job the defense did against the pass, both on the back end with the 3 interceptions and keeping a consistent rush on their quarterback.
Well, they threw a lot of short crossing patterns against us, and they were in a lot of empty and not something that they've done a whole lot in the past, a lot of crossing and pick routes. But I thought our guys did a good job of adapting. We didn't get any sacks, but he was getting the ball out of his hand really quick, and we did pressure the quarterback and affect him, I thought, with the pressure. And I thought our guys did a pretty good job of adjusting, in the game, which is the most important thing when you don't leave people open and not cover things, especially when you haven't practiced a lot against them. So I was pretty pleased with the way we played and made some plays on the ball and got the turnovers, and that's always an important part of what you do on defense.
Last one.
And Coach, you've always been pretty adamant that no one game is more important than the other, but now that you've been through the rivalry with Auburn twice, I just wonder your impressions of the series.
Well, I think there's probably a lot of people in Alabama that, whether they're Auburn fans or Alabama fans, that probably equate the success or failure of the season based on what happens in this game. I'm not sure that that's exactly right. You'd like to, they've done a really good job and they've had a good season this year. They made tremendous improvement. And our team has accomplished a significant amount and has a lot of things in front of them that are challenging, that they've created opportunity for themselves to be able to accomplish something. So, but they're all important games. This is a very important game for a lot of reasons and for a lot of people. So, but do the best we can to get our players ready to play. And next week, when I have this press conference, you're going to say, is the SEC championship game the most important game? So, to you guys, you sensationalize whatever game it is, however you want to do it, which is great. We have to play good every week. This game we had today was the most important game today, because if we'd have lost that game, and I told the players this, if we'd have lost this game today, there would be nothing else that could tarnish what you've accomplished more than that. And you would someday be an NFL player with the Mercedes-Benz and roll your window down and talk to a pretty girl, and she'd say, You lost to Chattanooga when you played at Alabama. So nobody would ever forget that one. And I don't say that in a disrespectful way, but because we have a lot of respect and admiration for their players. They played hard. They're well coached. Their coach has done a fantastic job with that program this year. It only won one game last year and has won 6 games this year and came back in a couple games to do that. So we have a tremendous amount of respect for their program and what they've done. But still, it's the expectation out there that people have that creates, that kind of thinking. So, and I was pleased with the way our players responded and played well today. So, all right. Thank you.